What if one small daily habit could help you feel stronger, steadier, and more energized, like you did years ago? Muscle loss is common after 60, but it's not your fate. You can slow it down or even reverse it with just one powerful habit a day. No harsh workouts, no expensive supplements, just a science-backed routine that fits your life and supports your independence. Let's talk about what that one habit is and how it helps restore your strength, starting today. When it comes to restoring muscle strength after 60, one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can build is starting your day with protein. Not just any food, specifically protein. This single change affects how your muscles recover, grow, and stay active. After a night of fasting, your body wakes up in a slightly catabolic state. That means it's breaking down tissues, including muscle, to maintain energy and function. This is normal, but if not interrupted with the right nutrients, this daily muscle breakdown can slowly lead to weakness over time. That's where protein comes in. Consuming protein in the morning tells your body it's time to switch gears. From breaking down muscle to rebuilding it, the amino acids in protein are the raw materials your muscles need to repair themselves. When you eat protein early, you're supplying the right building blocks at the right time, precisely when your body is primed to absorb and use them most effectively. For seniors, this timing matters even more. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. It takes more effort and more quality protein to trigger the same muscle building response you would have gotten easily in your younger years. This is called anabolic resistance. But the good news is you can overcome it, not with massive amounts of food or complicated supplements, but simply by eating a solid dose of protein at the start of your day. We're not talking about overwhelming portions or complex meals. Even 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein in the morning can make a measurable difference. That might look like 2 eggs with Greek yogurt or a protein smoothie with fruit and a handful of nuts. What matters is the consistency. Doing it once won't change much, but making this a daily habit sends a powerful message to your body that it's time to rebuild. Day after day, that message compounds into strength. Think of your morning protein like a light switch. Without it, the body stays in that low energy, muscle-breaking state for longer. But the moment you flip the switch with protein, the system changes. Muscle cells are activated, and the nutrients begin to repair the micro-tears that naturally occur just from living and moving. This process doesn't require a gym or a workout. It just needs your body to be nourished properly at the right time. Beyond muscle repair, morning protein also helps stabilize your energy throughout the day. It prevents those midday crashes, curbs cravings, and makes it easier to stay active, especially with light movement like walking or stretching that supports muscle health. With more energy, it becomes easier to stay mobile, which in turn gives your muscles more reason to stay strong. It's a positive cycle that starts with something as simple as what you eat in your first meal. There's another layer to this as well. Muscle signaling. Your body doesn't just absorb protein and magically grow muscle. It listens to signals, and one of the most powerful of these is the amino acid leucine. Foods like eggs, dairy, fish, and lean meats contain plenty of leucine, which plays a key role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. For older adults, hitting that leucine threshold in the morning makes a big difference in how well your body responds. This doesn't require changing your whole diet, just being intentional about one moment in the day. The morning is your opportunity to set the tone. Most people reach for toast, coffee, or sugary cereals, things that offer little muscle support. But switching to a protein-focused breakfast turns that daily ritual into a tool for resilience. It protects your independence, your balance, your ability to walk with strength, lift with confidence, and recover with grace. Over time, this one habit becomes more than nutrition. It becomes a form of self-respect. Choosing to fuel your body properly, to give your muscles what they need, to make a quiet but powerful decision every morning. That's how strength is built, one day at a time. No struggle, no force, just the wisdom of giving your body what it has been asking for all along. And while morning protein is the first step, the story doesn't end there, because what you do after that, How you move, how you rest, how you support recovery can take this daily habit to a whole new level. Let's talk strictly about the topic. When we speak about restoring or maintaining muscle strength in later years, most people think of complicated workouts or joining a gym. But the truth is, one of the most effective ways to preserve muscle, especially in the legs, is through consistent daily leg activation. Not intense exercise, not long sessions, but brief, intentional movement focused on waking up and engaging your leg muscles. This single habit, when done daily, becomes a powerful signal to your body that strength still matters. Why the legs? Because they contain some of the largest and most vital muscle groups in your body. Your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves don't just help you move. They are your foundation for standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, keeping balance, and walking confidently. These muscles also play a key role in regulating metabolism and blood sugar, both of which are essential for overall health as you age. When these muscles are idle, they weaken quickly. But when they're used, even gently, they respond. The beauty of daily leg activation lies in its simplicity. We're not talking about high-impact moves or long routines. We're talking about movements that take just a few minutes and can be done in a living room, bedroom, or even while seated. Think of activities like seated leg lifts, mini squats using a chair for support, heel raises while holding onto a counter, or light step-ups on a low surface. These aren't fancy exercises, but they are highly effective because they do what matters most. They stimulate the muscle. Stimulation is the key word here. Muscles need a reason to stay strong. They follow the cause it or lose it principle. When they're not activated daily, they start to shrink, slowly at first, then noticeably. This is called sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. But it's not inevitable. Daily leg activation sends the message to your body that these muscles are still needed. It keeps the nerves firing, the fibers working, and the blood circulating, all crucial elements in maintaining muscle tone. One of the most overlooked aspects of length in seniors is the connection between leg weakness and falls. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in older adults, and often the root cause is simply weak leg muscles. When your legs are strong and responsive, your balance improves, your steps are more secure, and you're less likely to stumble or wobble. So while leg activation may seem like a small thing, it's actually a daily investment in safety and independence. Consistency matters more than intensity. Doing a few minutes of leg movement every day builds something far more valuable than occasional heavy effort. It creates a habit of engagement. The muscles stay awake. The joints stay flexible. The body remembers what it means to move with purpose. And unlike more complex routines, daily leg activation doesn't require motivation or perfect conditions. You don't need equipment. You don't need to feel ready. You just begin right where you are. This habit can be adapted to all fitness levels. If standing is a challenge, seated leg extensions or even tensing and relaxing the thighs can provide benefit. If you're more mobile, bodyweight squats, step-ups, or short walks around the house can serve as your daily activation. What matters is not how advanced the movement is, but how regularly it's done. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Small, daily care that preserves something vital over time. Another benefit of leg activation is how it prepares you for the rest of the day. Activating your legs in the morning can boost circulation, warm up stiff joints, and give you a gentle burst of energy. It sets the tone for movement throughout the day. And in the evening, leg engagement can also help release tension, especially if you've been sedentary. Either way, the habit becomes a form of communication with your body. You're saying, I'm still here. I still move. I still matter. This is not just about muscle. It's about dignity. It's about maintaining the ability to get out of a chair without help, to walk across a room with confidence, to go outside without fear of falling. Daily leg activation may seem like a small thing, but it touches nearly every part of your life. It reinforces independence, resilience, and a mindset of care. And as the legs grow stronger, another truth emerges. Strength in one area leads to strength in others, because when your foundation is solid, you're ready for the next step, literally and figuratively. So let's take that step forward and explore what comes after daily leg strength. Let's talk strictly about the topic. Sleep is often treated as a passive state, but for seniors aiming to preserve muscle strength, it becomes a vital window of opportunity. Deep, restorative sleep is when the body does its most important repair work, especially when it comes to muscle. This is the phase where human growth hormone is released in higher quantities, tissue repair accelerates, and muscle rebuilding occurs. Without adequate deep sleep, even the best nutrition and exercise habits can fall short because the body never gets the chance to fully recover and grow stronger. As we age, the ability to reach and maintain deep sleep can decline. Sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, and shorter. That means less time in the stages where the body rebuilds muscle fibers and regulates hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, both essential for maintaining muscle mass. This can silently contribute to the gradual loss of strength that many seniors experience, even if they are eating well and staying active during the day. So, the question becomes, how can seniors protect and enhance their deep sleep to ensure muscle restoration happens each night? It starts by understanding that sleep is not just about duration, it's about quality. You might spend 8 hours in bed, but if you're not reaching those deeper sleep stages, your muscles aren't getting the full recovery they need. And what affects that quality is surprisingly within your control. Temperature, light, and timing are all powerful influencers of sleep depth. Cooler rooms, ideally between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, encourage the body to transition into deeper sleep more efficiently. Darkness tells your brain it's time to produce melatonin, the sleep hormone, which helps regulate your internal clock. Even small lights from screens or night lamps can reduce melatonin production, interrupting that critical transition into deep rest. Then there's the issue of pre-sleep habits. Caffeine late in the day, heavy meals before bedtime, and too much stimulation from screens can all delay the onset of sleep or reduce the amount of time spent in deep sleep stages. For seniors trying to rebuild muscle, this isn't just a sleep problem, it's a recovery problem. Because every minute of interrupted, shallow sleep is a minute your body is not repairing and rebuilding. Creating a simple pre-bed routine can make a noticeable difference. For example, shutting off screens an hour before bed, doing light stretches to relax the body, and sipping a small cup of warm herbal tea like chamomile can all signal the nervous system to wind down. These signals allow your body to shift from alertness into rest mode more effectively, opening the door for deeper, more restorative sleep. Another key element is consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day strengthens your body's internal clock, which improves sleep quality over time. Irregular schedules confuse your circadian rhythm, which in turn affects hormone balance and muscle recovery. The more regular your sleep routine, the more predictably your body can do the work of healing and rebuilding while you rest. There's also a link between light daytime activity and better deep sleep at night. Gentle movement like walking, stretching, or even gardening helps the body build up enough sleep pressure to make deep rest more likely. It's not about exhausting yourself. It's about giving your body a reason to enter that restorative sleep phase later. When you move during the day, you rest more deeply at night. And deeper rest leads to stronger muscles. For those who struggle with frequent waking or restless nights, it's helpful to pay attention to what your body is trying to say. Sometimes disrupted sleep is connected to blood sugar swings, dehydration, or even medications that interfere with sleep architecture. Discussing these factors with a healthcare provider can uncover small tweaks that dramatically improve the depth and quality of sleep. The bigger picture here is that sleep is not a luxury. It's a nightly opportunity for strength renewal. It's when your body reinforces the efforts you made during the day, turns protein into new muscle fibers, and prepares you for movement balance and vitality tomorrow. If deep sleep is protected and nurtured, it becomes your most powerful tool for preventing muscle loss without requiring any extra exertion while you're awake. And just as morning protein gives your body the building blocks, and daily movement tells your muscles they're needed, Deep sleep ensures that everything you've done is sealed in and built upon. But what you do after a good night's rest, the very first thing, can determine whether that strength is used or lost again. And that's where we go next. Let's talk strictly about the topic. Stretching before bed may seem like a small, even optional, part of a nightly routine. But for seniors who want to preserve and restore muscle strength, it's one of the most overlooked yet powerful habits. We often think of stretching as something people do before exercise. But in the context of aging muscles and nighttime recovery, gentle stretching before sleep takes on a very specific and critical role. It signals to the body that it's time to repair, relax, and reset. Muscles that are tight or inactive throughout the day often stay in a shortened state. When you go to bed without addressing this tension, it can limit circulation, restrict joint mobility, and reduce the body's ability to repair muscle fibers efficiently. Stretching before bed helps lengthen those muscles, encourages blood flow, and primes the body for the deep rest that allows for muscle regeneration. It's not about pushing limits. It's about gently reminding the body that it's safe to relax and restore. When seniors stretch before sleep, the goal is not performance, it's preparation. These slow, intentional movements calm the nervous system. They activate the parasympathetic response, also called the rest and digest mode. This shift from alertness to calm helps lower cortisol levels, reduce tension in the muscles, and make it easier to fall asleep. And better sleep, as we've discussed, is directly tied to muscle maintenance and growth. But there's more to it than relaxation. Stretching increases flexibility and reduces stiffness in joints, which is incredibly important for seniors. As the body ages, connective tissues lose some elasticity, and without regular movement, joints can become stiff, limiting daily activities like walking, standing up, or even reaching for items. Regular pre-sleep stretching maintains joint range of motion and prevents the slow, creeping loss of mobility that contributes to muscle atrophy over time. Some stretches are particularly helpful. A seated hamstring stretch can ease tension in the legs and lower back. Gentle calf stretches against a wall improve ankle flexibility, which is crucial for balance and walking. A simple lying knee to chest stretch can help release the lower spine and hips, areas that often tighten with age or after long periods of sitting. Each of these stretches can be done slowly, holding for 15 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply throughout. It's also important to note that stretching doesn't require physical strength. This makes it incredibly accessible, even to seniors who may be recovering from injury, illness, or a period of inactivity. It's a gentle form of movement that requires no equipment, no standing if that's not comfortable, and no rush. And over time, it becomes a bridge, reconnecting the mind and body, rebuilding awareness, and fostering a sense of control over one's physical state. Another often forgotten benefit is circulation. Stretching helps blood move through the muscles and surrounding tissues, carrying oxygen and nutrients where they're needed. At night, when the body shifts into repair mode, that improved circulation can significantly enhance the quality of tissue repair. It's like delivering construction materials to a work site. If they don't arrive, the repair doesn't happen, but stretching ensures the delivery system is working smoothly. The best time to stretch is about 115 to 30 minutes before you go to bed. This gives the body time to relax, the muscles time to respond, and the mind time to shift out of the day's business. When stretching becomes a nightly habit, the body starts to associate those movements with winding down. It becomes a natural cue for sleep and recovery. And in time, it's not just a routine, it's a nightly investment in strength, movement, and confidence. When you stretch before bed, you're not just loosening muscles, you're preparing them to heal. You're improving your posture. You're reducing next day soreness. You're creating a body that moves more freely in the morning and carries itself with greater stability and strength throughout the day. All this done with simple, consistent movements that take only a few minutes. But here's the most compelling part: stretching doesn't just set the stage for rest. It sets the stage for action. Because what your muscles experience during those gentle stretches is a reminder of their potential. And when the body feels that ease and readiness, it's far more likely to respond when asked to move the next day. So, as your muscles unwind each night, the question becomes, how can you wake them up stronger in the morning? Let's explore that next. Let's talk strictly about the topic. Hydration may not be the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about muscle strength, especially at night, but for seniors, it's a critical piece of the puzzle. Water isn't just a thirst quencher. It's essential to every biological function that supports muscle maintenance and repair. Without adequate hydration, muscles lose elasticity, blood flow becomes sluggish, and cellular recovery slows down. In short, when the body is dehydrated even slightly, muscle health suffers in ways that are often silent but significant. During sleep, the body continues to work, especially in terms of restoring muscle tissue and clearing waste from the muscles that built up during the day. Water is the medium that makes this all possible. It helps transport nutrients, regulate temperature, and cushion joints. More importantly for this discussion, it aids in the movement of amino acids into muscle cells, the very building blocks that help restore strength. If you go to bed dehydrated, your muscles simply can't perform this restoration at full capacity. Many seniors unintentionally reduce their water intake in the evening, often due to the understandable concern of nighttime bathroom trips. While this is a valid worry, it often leads to chronic underhydration late in the day. Unfortunately, this habit robs the body of the fluid it needs during the hours it's actively working to rebuild. Muscles don't stop needing water just because you're asleep. They depend on it even more as they enter repair mode. The key is to find a hydration rhythm that works, one that supports nighttime muscle recovery without disrupting sleep. That might mean sipping a glass of water an hour before bed instead of gulping it down just before you lie down. It may involve spacing out fluids throughout the afternoon so you're not trying to catch up in the evening. Little adjustments can make a big difference. And it's not just about the quantity of water. It's about the quality of hydration. Seniors often lose electrolytes more easily and may be more sensitive to imbalances. Low levels of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium can impair muscle function, leading to cramps, weakness, or nighttime discomfort, including small amounts of electrolyte-rich fluids, like a pinch of sea salt in water, a magnesium supplement, or a few sips of coconut water, can help maintain better hydration without overwhelming the bladder. When muscles are well hydrated, they are more pliable, more responsive, and less likely to be injured. They also recover more quickly after daily activities or light exercise, which is especially important for seniors trying to maintain their strength. A hydrated muscle contracts more effectively, transports nutrients more efficiently, and is far better equipped to withstand strain. Even your balance and coordination benefit from proper hydration because your muscles and joints communicate better with your nervous system. Hydration also impacts sleep quality itself. Mild dehydration causes restlessness, dry mouth, leg cramps, and even headaches during the night, all of which can interrupt the sleep cycle and rob the body of its precious recovery time. Poor sleep, in turn, undermines muscle repair. It's a delicate loop. Hydration supports sleep, and sleep supports muscle strength. Neglecting water can quietly unravel that entire process. So, the simple act of drinking water, and doing it wisely, becomes a powerful tool for muscle preservation. It doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require a trainer. It simply requires attention and consistency. A warm glass of water with a bit of lemon before bed, or a magnesium-infused herbal tea, can both hydrate the body and calm the nervous system. These aren't huge changes, but they stack up night after night into something meaningful. There's also a deeper truth here. Staying hydrated sends a message to your body that it's being cared for. It communicates a level of self-respect, of intentional wellness. When you hydrate in the evening, you're telling your muscles, joints, and cells, you matter. Let's give you what you need to stay strong. And that subtle shift in mindset can carry over into your next choices. What you eat, how you move, and how you rest. Water may seem ordinary, but in the context of aging and muscle maintenance, it becomes extraordinary. It's one of the simplest and most accessible tools for rebuilding strength from the inside out, and when paired with sleep, stretching, protein, and calm, it turns each night into a quiet form of recovery and renewal. But what happens when you combine all of these nightly practices into a single, seamless routine? What does that look like in real time? And how can it become the most powerful 30 minutes of your entire day? That's exactly where we're headed next, Steak.